Hey, let's go. I'm gonna go run down here at the tailor real quick because I can't remember the name.
I was going to ask you too. Do you have the ability to look at those comments now by chance? Because if we can comment on those in this video, I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, sure. I just have to...
You don't have to do it right this second.
Yeah, no. Well, I still have to set my phone up to do it because it's I think I just click. Yeah, you just click store and it says Odyssey Excursion and Odyssey Dress Jacket. That's what they are.
Oh, okay.
So it's Odyssey Excursion is the one I'm wearing the most. That's my regular uniform. And the other one it says is a dress jacket, which makes sense the way it looks. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if I've ever asked you before. Where do you get that Master Kid drone from?
I got it as one of the event rewards.
I
think it is in Mud's Market now.
Okay, you and a couple other people in the fleet have run around with them a lot, and I always noticed about just I didn't know if it was something you get from if you could just outright buy it or whatever. I mean, it's one of those things. Like I said, it's in the game. I mean, people want to know about it, right? I mean, I do. That's not really my thing. I don't really do the pets and stuff. I do have a few. It's just I've turned the majority of that stuff off, mostly for combat, because I was drowning myself out of combat. There was nothing worse than he's over here pushing on his wrist after I've already pulled the trigger to shoot something, and he's like, "No, bring in the tactical backup or whatever." No.
Yeah, that is annoying. Nothing should. I feel like nothing should I can't talk. Nothing should ever override your phaser. If you're pulling your trigger, you should be shooting your phaser. And then once you stop pulling your trigger, then it can activate whatever automatic stuff it wants to do.
Yeah. Well, I actually turned almost everything like that off now, just because I hate that interruption. I was like, it was never bad before, and I thought, well, I got some cool stuff. Let me use it. Get the help in the game. But it's almost as bad as ship combat and space magic to me now. It's just something in a way, and some of it just it's overkill. It's just a fireworks display. Weird.
You don't see that in Star Trek. Nowhere in Star Trek do you see that kind of ridiculousness going on. With that space magic. It drives me crazy.
I mean, you see a little bit of things to get excited about. You might see some crazy stuff every once in a while, but
not in everyday combat.
Not the space tornadoes and all of that craziness. No. Oh man, see, now I'm doing this on my phone and I'm trying to play at the same time. It's going to require me to get my glasses. Oh, wait a minute, there they are. I was trying to read the comments.
I don't know, I don't see the uniform that I was thinking of here, but...
Yeah.
They sell different stuff at different places, though, don't they?
Right. You see, now that's something I've been meaning to check out, too, is all the fleet places, because I keep forgetting about there are other things at the other places. Uniforms and gear. But I keep forgetting to check them all.
Oh, and I'm stuck.
What?
Yep, I've got a confirm screen with no confirm button. It's just cancel.
Interesting.
It's gonna load here in a minute.
See, that's what you get for standing. That's what you get for standing on the kiosk. Get out of my store!
This is why I never come to the tailor, because it just takes forever.
Yeah.
There we go.
Actually, I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It was on one of the Facebook pages for the game, and somebody was mentioning how slow it was, and I think they were on maybe they said they were on Xbox or something. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty slow on PS4, but what I was telling them, I was like, it sucks that it is that slow, so it ends up being one of those times, if I'm doing something with uniforms, I may only play just to do that night, because it may take me 30-40 minutes to get one character right, and then a couple more, and I'll be done with the game, and I'll be like, I'll do something else later. But if that is the crappiest part of this game, I'm willing to accept it, because I get to live in my favorite fictional universe whenever I get to log on. So, I'd like to put the clothes on faster. Yes, give me my space Barbie stuff, okay? But They said if it's slow, yeah, it could be a lot worse considering how many people play this game, how much effort's been put into every location you can be in, you know, and we get people playing halfway across the world. So
now, talking about uniforms, if you go into the Zen store and go down to promotions, did you claim everything there?
I think I've got everything up to date for that. Let me check.
Yeah, including the Protostar uniform?
Protostar. You said promotions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do have the proto. Okay, yeah, I've got everything. The only thing I don't have, and I don't understand why, because I have claimed it, is the TNG anniversary giveaway.
It's Worf's hash thing.
Mm-hmm. The sash, the
it's the
goatee.
same for me. It just won't show that as claimed for some reason. Same with the Alliance Vanity Shield. I have it, but it still shows that I can claim it.
Yeah, that's what it's showing. I thought that was weird because everything else in promotions I've got. Yeah, I haven't checked out the Protostar uniform. I don't. Where is that from?
The reason I was looking in there though is because I could have sworn the Delta Flyer race uniform was in there. I know that's in the game somewhere. And I think I own it, but
it's. I want to say it's in a Phoenix box. It's.
Phoenix box.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me check there.
Where am I going? Oh, time to claim the lithium.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's all coming back to me now. There it is, right there.
Because I think the only reason I know it was because of how many times I've bought Phoenix boxes and had to scroll all the way down. Like I know it was in there somewhere.
The Admiral uniform is right below it.
Yeah, but they don't have the green and the regular ones. I don't understand that.
I wish this tactical console was a little more meta. Like, it was great when I first started playing. It served me well in the early game. But, it was one of the first things to go when I started getting better stuff on my ship. But I like it because it's, it's a console that automatically shoots.
Oh. Is it one you got here at the Fleet store or something, or?
No, it's in the Phoenix boxes. That's how I was in there.
Oh. How do you do that again?
No, in order to look at the Phoenix box
you
actually have to have a Phoenix
You have to have a Phoenix token, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't believe I have any.
I mean, if you're going to buy a stack of 10 boxes anyways.
Yep. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now, because I'll eventually need some anyway. At least one pack.
Speaking of which, I actually need to buy some transwarp coils while I'm thinking about it.
I think I'm around 50-ish. Oh, wow.
I buy my transwarp coils from the dilithium store. I think they're in the Phoenix boxes too, but it seems like that's dumb. Why would you use Phoenix tokens when you can just pay dilithium?
Right. Yeah, I just outright buy them like that. Now it's showing they're unavailable, so I'm gonna guess that means I have. Okay, hey, look, it tells me already purchased. So I have the Kelvin Admiral uniform and the racing uniform. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did actually get it. Oh, look, I need to refine dilithium.
Yeah, you better do that.
Check yours. It might have reset for the day.
Already did. Yeah, I just... when I was on my way into the inventory stuff, that's the first thing I did. I was like, hey! Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on here I don't have.
Oh, well, it doesn't show that I have it already because I don't have a token that I could possibly buy it with right now. So it's redded out.
Well, one of the first things I did with this character when I found out that was something you could do, I think I bought every one of the... Yeah, I do. I've got all the duty officers you can get out of here, and all the ships for the Admiralty you can get. I
got all those, but I didn't get all the duty officers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I got them all. And they're not bad. I mean, they're all... blue, let's see, rare or very rare. But that was early on in the game when I needed some that were better. And like I said, I was experimenting on how to do things in the game. So, I didn't really know what the Phoenix tokens were for. And I was like, hey, look at that. You can buy new duty officers and ships and other things. Why not?
So, about those comments... what would we say about those? They were amazing. First off,
yeah.
Actually, interact with people when they write in like that.
Right.
Well,
because that's hard. I don't mind trying to respond.
I've told you this before, off camera, but like, told myself when I first started doing YouTube was that I was just doing it for fun, and if nobody watches, I don't care if anybody watches. I'm just doing it for fun, for my own amusement, right? But then, when I started actually noticing views coming in and occasional comments, like, that was far more rewarding than I ever thought it would be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just an amazing time that we live in, that we have the ability to do that. Like me and you right now on the chat playing this awesome game.
Right.
But yeah, let me bring up the comments actually.
Yeah. No,
I like the way he said it in this last one. I don't know if you got a chance to read this last one. The Baron replied.
That one. Okay. Find him.
I get what you're putting down, unreliable narrator and whatnot. I like how he said that.
Oh, it's the one probably with the most replies, isn't it? Okay, I got you. Like I said, I love your responses to pretty much everything, to anybody that posted. You
I try to put a thoughtful response.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part,
how polarizing that video was. Like, we weren't even talking about anything serious, and people are just like losing their minds.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's neat, but that's why I made that's why I made the comment I did. It's sometimes that helps you find your little group of people that you really want to be with or around, because
exactly. Yes.
If they like something the same way you do, they might be okay. But if they dislike something the same way you do, they're okay then too. But not outright freaking hatred. Now this isn't hate fest. If you don't like it, that's fine. I mean, that was the whole thing between us, wasn't it? We were just idly talking about something we're interested in, and some of the nuances and differences in it. We weren't trying to say, oh God, I hate this, or this is stupid. I don't want to watch that.
Be very adamant about their opinions.
Yes.
So I think from an outside perspective, people could get the wrong impression. We're not really arguing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we're very tolerant people.
Although I've been around a few that, even in Star Trek, you'd think they were going to hit you with a rock or something. You don't have to agree with each other to get along. It's fine,
I saw a Kirk versus Picard argument almost come to blows at a convention one time, so,
Oh,
I get it.
good grief. It's always that. No. Well, you probably aren't exaggerating. If you'd stayed around a little bit longer, it probably would have been. But... I've met some really cool people because of Star Trek. I always thought it was supposed to bring people together. Just don't get on Facebook with Star Trek though. Good grief! Now that's where the ornery people come out. I mean, they're all like, I can't stand this and that. Well, I'm there to be entertained. First and foremost, I post what I think is funny, and I don't care if anybody else doesn't think it's funny. Just keep scrolling if you don't like it.
I only use Facebook to keep in contact with friends and family,
and a little bit of that. Like I still am in contact with people I served in the military with because of Facebook. Some family members that are scattered all over the country because of stuff like that. Which is great. Because it's the easiest way to keep up with anybody nowadays. Everybody's on the internet. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody has a smartphone. So, boom, there it is. When Discovery first came out, I started following a Discovery page on Facebook. Man, just people outright bashing every ounce and inch of it. And like I said, it's probably one of my least favorite shows, but I have watched it, and I can't just throw anything down and stomp it into the mud like that. Even if I don't like it, I'm like, that's fine. Dislike it, but man, do you have to hate on it? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean somebody else can't like it. It doesn't make either one of you wrong. but when you get so mad about it, it's almost like a political debate at that point. You're both actually wrong because you're arguing about something that just doesn't need arguing about. it is what it is. Either you like it or you don't. I think it's everybody trying to get their 15 minutes of fame, and nowadays it's their 12 seconds of fame, I guess. If I hate everything, somebody will pay attention to me. I don't know. I want to be rich, not famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There was a lot there you just threw at me, so I'm not sure how to respond to that.
It's all good. I'm sorry. Well,
no, that's okay.
You can catch me and I will babble for 34 minutes, okay? It just happens.
Fine, but I don't know. I was just thinking, like, there's some YouTubers that I follow, some Star Trek YouTubers, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And on one occasion, not too long ago, I kind of unsubscribed from this one guy because I'm not going to call him out by name, but
right.
He was just too negative. Constantly it seemed like every video he put out was just to hate. He was good about articulating reasons. Why he feels the way he feels, which is fine. That's good, but it was just kind of a nonstop. I felt very
just a bash fest, huh?
If I'm going to bash something, that I love, I'm going to at least, have an equal number of good things to say.
Right. Since I'm still on the Phoenix Prize page, I wonder if everybody knows. I mean, I know there's ships if you get an epic token, right? But there are a lot of other neat things you can get on some of the lower levels. Like if you want to get an NX registry, it'll cost you a rare token,
Right.
That I think that's worth it. Instead of you don't have to buy everything from the Zen store. Some of it's actually, you can get it in one of the other ways, like some of the other emotes.
The main problem, I feel like people have where people get tripped up is saving dilithium for things like this. Because Phoenix Prizes cost dilithium, and since you can only refine 8,000 a day, I think people get really daunted by that.
Dude, I understand that.
Oh, for sure, I do too. Because not everybody, for example, has the ability to get on every single day and refine 8,000 a day, which limits them even more.
That's me. I might get 2 or 3 days a week, which means depending on the hours I get to play, I might get to harvest 4 or 5 times in a week at most, right? And that's if I get to play certain days, certain mornings. And it can, as long as you've got a main character and you're doing a lot with it, you've got a backlog to do, so it's not that big a deal. I thought it was a thing at first, until I realized that 8,000, when you play a few days consecutively, it adds up quick, especially when you're not spending it.
It does add up quick. Quicker than you would think. If you put
a lot quicker.
Calculator and do the math, and you can set yourself a goal and realize that, hey, you'll have the amount that you need at this time, 3 months from now or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was probably another discussion we had a long time ago before we really started doing this, where you had mentioned it, brought it up or whatever, and I had saved up and just bought, the 40 pack or whatever. It's a 10 pack. I'm sorry, it costs 40,000 or something. But I would save up to that because at the time I was donating a little to the fleet. Maybe 1,000, 2,000 every chance I got because I wanted to get involved with the fleet, help the fleet, but I also wanted the fleet credits. So. I donating a little bit here or there, but that 8,000, 3 or 4 times a week, in a couple of weeks, not a big deal. I've got enough. I can go buy a 10 pack. I've got my Phoenix upgrade tokens, and for the longest time that wasn't that big a deal because I only had one ship. It's still not that big a deal. I'd like to think I'm getting a little more patient in my older age, but I mean,
there's other options too. Well, you could potentially. I saw some YouTubers talking about how you can just buy. See, if you sell keys on the exchange, you can get a huge amount of energy credits pretty quickly.
I
bet.
Then
you can turn your keys in. See, the thing is, if you have a key and you just open a lockbox, it's like a lottery. You don't know what you're going to get out of that lockbox.
Right.
But alternatively, you can take that key and sell it on the exchange for energy credits, and then you can take those energy credits and directly buy that one thing you want right off the exchange, whether it be a ship or an item or whatever you're trying to get out of the lockbox.
Right.
Because they're usually on there. There's people selling stuff all the time.
know, maybe it's just me because, you know, I'm the backside of 40. I don't mind the way I play the game. That instant gratification stuff is just throw money at it and give me the thing now. No, I've had to wait for so many things in my life, like forever, you know, all the time. I've always been at least one console generation behind whatever's going on for the day, you know. I've had hand-me-down clothes a lot in my life, especially in my early years. You know,
are you saying that you're just done with that now, and you'd rather just have it now and buy it, or are you saying that
no? I'm saying I'm fine with waiting.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, no, there's no way I'm going to throw money at these things. Like I'll give you a perfect example. I saw when I logged in that they've got the lifetime subscription on discount. I looked at it, it's 30 or 33%, whatever it was. I went and tallied it up, and it's about $140 will get that for you, and that's fine if that's what you want to put your money into. But $140, I can't just throw that at a video game or a console.
And I would like to, but the thing is, what's stopping me now is $140. Besides it being a lot of money, I mean, look at how old this game is, you know? Mm-hmm. If I could have got a lifetime subscription even 5 years ago, then maybe, yeah, I would have jumped on it, but 5 years, yeah, I've almost been playing for 5 years, and I do regret not just getting that right off the bat, honestly, because, you know.
Right, now, and don't get me wrong, I think it's me.
I can't justify doing it now.
Right.
I can't.
And you've probably got more.
I haven't supported the game financially. I have spent some money on the game.
And so have I. You know, I've dropped some in, you know, every once in a while. When I thought I could handle it, you know, $20 here or there on a PlayStation card will buy you some Zen. Get lucky, Zen's on discount, you know. Stuff like that worked out pretty good. And it wasn't like I was trying to break anything with it, though. You know, it was just a little bit here or there, and it got me a little further in the game with things I'd like to have. And you know, there's nothing wrong with spending money on your hobby, but somebody wants to drop $140 on it, sure, you go right ahead. You know, that's food, that's gas, that's possibly a small bill. You know,
that's not to say that you're not going to get anything. I'm not saying you're not going to get anything out of it. Lifetime subscription. There's a lot of perks. A lot of perks to having a lifetime subscription. I just can't personally justify it in the game now.
Yeah, no, because I'll be honest with you. There are a few more things I would like to have, but it wasn't last year. Year before, I guess. Has it been that long? Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Just throwing it out there, it's worth mentioning, just to remind people, if you're a member of any fleet, you automatically are going to get that 500 extra dilithium at the fleet mine. You just have to go claim it. As long as you have 500 raw ore to refine.
And that's a good place to go. Yeah, what I was getting at is that well, I mean, like you just got a ship not too long ago, but you've built and saved up for it, and you probably I have no idea how many ships you have or how many ships you've been through.
But I've only got a couple. Listen, when I first started playing the game, you know, as you level up and progress through the levels, the game says, hey, you know, you get a new ship now, go to Earth Space Dock and come and get it.
Yeah, the ones you get basically playing.
Once I got the free Sovereign class ship, you know, once I got that free one, I stuck with it for a while. And the next premium, like the next really good ship I got after that was a fleet ship, because I wanted the Galaxy Dreadnought, just because I loved the Galaxy Dreadnought. And I stuck with that for a long time. And then eventually I got the Vengeance. Okay, that's your ship that you're flying right now. I love that ship. That ship served me really well for a while, until I got my current Connie Disco flight deck carrier. Dude, I love this ship.
Right.
But outside of that, man, no, I haven't bought any ships.
So I thought you might have had a few. I know.
I mean, I've got the only free ones, so I haven't bought any ships.
Yeah. Well, I did buy one, and that's only because I saved up. I actually had some Zen built up, and it took a while. But when I got it up, I did buy the Klingon ship. I got the Martok class for him. It's the only ship I could really, honestly put real money on, because I have my favorite Federation ships already. I got lucky with those. But that's what I was about to say. I mean, the reason I was asking, because I didn't know if you had a lot, but I knew you only played with certain ones. For the most part, I was, content with the, every 10 levels you get a new rank or whatever. You get access to a different ship. Well, when I got that first Sovereign, well, I was happy because that's my favorite ship. And then I found out, well, that's only a T5. And my first T6 came 2 summers ago when they did the, well, maybe it was an event. Anyway, it was the 13th anniversary stuff, I guess. And they they gave a ship token to everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so I went in and bought the T6, one of the Sovereign variants. I don't remember which one, but it's one of them. It was just a different skin for the Sovereign. Anyway, I got that, and that was my first.
Do we need to explain at this point in the game what T6, T5, and all that means to people? I mean,
well, I mean, we can, but I mean, most everybody's going to know
I feel like
what.
Everybody
We can if it's never a bad idea to explain anything in the game. We're not trying to tell anybody
that. That's the level of the ship. The best ships are the T6s. That's as high as it goes.
So like your level 1 character, you're going to start off. Your first ship that is given to you is a T1, I guess. Isn't it, or is it a T2? And
dude, I think it's a T1.
Okay, and then every time you level, every 10 levels, I guess it is when you gain an actual rank, you get the next one, the 2, the 3, all the way up through to the T5 is the last free ship you'll get. And then after that, you'll either have to win it or purchase it somewhere, either with game currency or real money. But I got really lucky, saving and saving and saving, scraping by like I always have. And the summer, and like I said, it wasn't the event, it was the anniversary thing that they did a couple of years ago. They gave everybody a T6 token. Well, I bought that one particular ship I wanted, but right after that, I had some more left, and I bought keys. I got a couple of T5s out of lock boxes, and I got a T6 out of a lock box. And I ended up spending that on a California class, which I love, by the way. It's a really fun ship. Anybody that doesn't know about that one, I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice by not watching Lower Decks. So, my favorite new trick.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Lower Decks.
I love Lower Decks too, but I hear a lot of people complain about it and say that it's too, I don't know. They say that Star Trek's not supposed to be a comedy, and they say this, that, and the other, all sorts of naysaying. But I love Lower Decks. I think it's fantastic.
Right. It's like I said, it's my favorite
Star Trek
one.
First.
Yes.
And
yes.
just happens to be funny through the fact that the characters are just funny people,
It's a little silly, which is fine, but it's still Star Trek. To me, it's better Trek than a lot of the other stuff that's out right now. But anyway,
it's very self-aware too, and not in a bad way. You know? I think it's just the perfect amount of
and there's
references and things of that
so
nature,
many references to all the shows and movies. I mean, they've brought a couple of characters back. I mean, Jonathan Frakes was on there. He's played Riker on a couple of episodes.
It's clearly a passion project made by true fans.
Right. And I think that's why, dude, I knew I would love it. And, I love animation anyway. I always have, because I grew up drawing. I'm a comic book nut. I like that kind of stuff. I know what it takes to put yourself into something and then make something of it. I know that.
I wonder how much the comments are going to blow up when people hear us talking about Lower Decks.
No hate for Lower Decks. None at all. You don't like it, keep scrolling. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you don't like it, that's fine. Keep scrolling.
I would if you absolutely hate Lower Decks and just can't stand it, I would actually really love to know if you can articulate some reasons, some specific examples of things that really rub you the wrong way. I'd love to hear that.
None of this. I can't stand it because it's this. No. Hey, let's have a discussion about it. We're not children throwing tantrums and hating something just because it's different.
I mean, if you just want to hate it and because your reason is just because it's stupid, that's not really a reason to me. Be a little more specific than that.
It's funny and silly, but it is still a smart show. It really is. And they're exploring things on it that, like I said, there's so many references, man. I can't wait to go back and watch it.
In the last season with that mysterious ship, I'm not going to spoil anything in case y'all haven't seen this, but that mystery ship in the last season, I love how they drug that out, and I had I liked its conclusion. It had a satisfying conclusion too. Again, no spoilers, but it was really good.
Oh man, you know what? I don't even know if I've seen the newest season yet. Good grief, I'm so far behind on every. Yeah, I can't remember. Life gets in the way, man. It really does. So much has been going on just in the last 4 years. I mean, it's been a mess. The whole world's been a dumpster fire for at least, most of my life, but it's been really crap for the last 4 years. I didn't either. Billy Joel did it.
I saw a meme the other day that said, for someone who claims not to have started the fire, he sure as hell knows about that, isn't he? Suspiciously so. Something like that. I don't remember the exact words.
Yeah. So, while I was still thinking about it, because I'm getting old and senile, I still have the thread of a thought. Back on my ships. So, where were we up to? I got the California class and a lockbox, right? Okay, so there's a really cool T6. It's a miracle worker ship, by the way. Even if you don't know what that means, it's really awesome. It does some cool stuff all on its own. And it is a really fun ship.
For me personally, the highlight ability of a Miracle Worker ship is that you get that really extended slipstream drive that'll take you all the way across the map.
You pretty much travel the entire quadrant you're in.
That's just the least of what a Miracle Worker can do.
So that one was fun, and then of course I leveled it up and maxed it out, and right around the same time, I'm talking a month or less, right? I get that T6 token from the anniversary thing. Boom, there's me a ship. I got a key from something, got a T6 from a lockbox. Lucky as can be. I never thought I'd ever get that. And I mean, there's a ton of ships. It just took me a while to figure out which one. And I was such a fan of Lower Decks. I saw the Cali class. I was like, nope, that's it. I'm not even going to think about it. Just get it. And I'm like, the very next week, I had been saving up what's a Lobby? I had like 750, 800 Lobby. There was a Lobby store discount. I went on there and got my Vengeance class because that's where it is. And it was, like 900 most of the ships are usually. And the discount dropped it to 700. And I had just enough to get it. I had like 740, 750, I think. So I was like, so I got 3 really cool ships in about a month span. I was like, I don't care if I ever get a ship again.
And the only way to get Lobby is basically to open lockboxes. You get a handful, a few of them for every lockbox you open.
And that's how I got that.
The only other way to get any amount of Lobby is to complete the yearly event campaign, and you could choose Lobby as your payoff option.
Right. Maybe one of these days before I get completely old and gray, I'll have a chance to sit down and do that, but I've yet to do that. And this is the beginning of year 4 in this game for me. I've yet to complete an event. So I know, man. I know. It sucks, but there's not time. There's work. There's other things I do after work. There's so many things that need my attention. I can't play every day.
Yeah, and I know. And while it does, like you said, you spend a little bit of money every once in a while, anyways, and it might be
very rarely though.
Pay attention to the individual events rewards, and if you see an event come up that has a reward you want, try to complete as much of it as you can and take the buyout.
Now, I have looked at some of that. Unfortunately, the lowest I've ever gotten one, I think it was down to like 2,000, and thereabouts. That's roughly $20. Yeah. If you're going to buy Zen outright, that's $20 just to finish off a thing. And I'm like, would I spend $20 on that? $20, I might feed myself 2 days. That's 2 lunches. Yeah, that's 2 lunches. That's a couple of meals during the week. That might be that $20 of gas I needed this week or something. It's a give or take. Everything is.
A generation where we were taught the value of money, and we would have, our parents, our grandparents would have, chopped off our our fingers if we would have spent money on something like this. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. Well, now my parents never really cared what I spent my money on, but if I did something stupid with it, I would have been the first to know about it. And then, you know, I saved up a little bit here and there, and I bought a few things in my life. But when I was a kid, I collected comic books a lot. You know, they didn't care that's what I spent my money on. I wasn't out being a deviant. You know, okay, he's buying comic books and playing video games. Okay, well, he's not out hurting people, murdering people, and doing drugs. Yeah, exactly. See, leave me alone. I'm a nerd.
My parents were kind of the same way, you know. And I tried to make responsible decisions with my money.
Right.
You know, for example, I think I've told you before when it comes to my collectibles, right, or you know, my toys, right. You know, I was taught at a young age that you can choose to play with them and you know, wear them out and then one day they're just no good anymore, or you can choose to put them up pristine in a package in a closet somewhere, and you know, they might be worth a fortune someday, right? And I was taught how to discern the difference, like, you know, the things that are more likely to increase in value. Right. And I always knew, I always consciously made that decision. Do I want to play with this or do I want to put it up? And I was never a big fan of putting things up, you know, and hoping that they increase in value.
Me
I'd rather
either.
enjoy them and play with them. That's just me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you now you talk about
when
collectibles
it comes
and stuff.
To this game, spending money on this game, you're buying something intangible. It's something that
right.
only exists in this game, and so you're almost kind of throwing your money away, you know, in a way, you know. So I get that it's a free to play game. Yeah, I do want to support it because I love it. It's a fantastic game.
And as long as that money is going towards the developers for them to continue making this game cool, I'm all for it.
Right.
I'm just not dropping $130 and $200 on a game. I think if I'm playing a free-to-play game and I drop at least $60 over the course of a couple of years, I'm like, well, there you go. I bought the game. That's what a new game usually costs, right? So, not a big deal.